Welcome to My Hometown, the program that explores clubs, organizations, businesses, and issues across Nassau and Suffolk counties and sheds light on the different towns that are making a difference.
A great day to you and welcome to another edition of My Hometown. I'm your host, Bill Horan, and our guest today is Jim Gover, a member of the Alzheimer's Association of Long Island who lost his mom to Alzheimer's in May of 2015. Since her passing, Jim walks for Alzheimer's and is doing work with the Alzheimer's Association here on Long Island. Jim's mission is to walk, and he continues to do so to support Alzheimer's research and bring awareness to find a cure for this debilitating and horrible disease. The Alzheimer's Walk is scheduled for September 16th at Belmont State Park. Jim, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill.
Jim, tell us about your story and how you're connected with Alzheimer's.
Well, Bill, back when my mom was 71, 72, I discovered, and my family as well, that mom was having a little bit of difficulty talking, remembering things, and it was at this time that I went onto the Alzheimer's website and started to look for answers to questions as to why mom was doing this, and found out that maybe we should start, monitoring her a little bit more and finding out why she was doing this. I discovered at that point the Alzheimer's Walk and decided that I'm going to walk, and got my family involved and our friends, and actually walked with mom on 2 of these walks together. I walked hand in hand with her during the walk and supported her. And from that point in 2013, I decided that I'm going to continue to walk and try and support this cause.
Well, that was great. So she actually started doing the walks with you. You actually walked in it together.
Yes. It was beautiful.
And more, did you get to know the other people in the association or work with them?
I met a couple of people from the the money that I raised on one of the walks. I met a woman who was part of the walk committee who introduced me to other individuals in the Alzheimer's Association, and decided that I would like to become a volunteer with the Alzheimer's Association on Long Island.
And not only is it a great project, but I guess there's also a little bit of a social connection. You certainly, all the members or all the people who are walking have that in common in one way or another.
Yes, and it was a good networking thing for me too, to introduce myself.
And I'll ask you, does it serve as a little therapy because you can all talk to one another about the same situation?
It was very therapeutic. Yes, in a sense, yes, it was therapy. And that's why I continue to walk. It's my therapy.
You're not the only one going through it. Then you get to see what other people are going through. So
yes, you hear other stories.
It kind of makes your burdens a little lighter, I guess.
It helps to ease the pain.
Now, if someone else wants to get involved, just as you did, is there a process to go through, or tell us how you got tied in with them?
If somebody wants to get involved, they can set up their own team to walk, and they can do that by going to the Alzheimer's Association website, and they can get a captain's kit that will help them organize their team. They can get sponsors through this to help them raise money for the walk, and they can become involved doing that.
So it's not really anything too difficult. It's something we could all handle.
Anybody can do it, Bill. Yes.
Is it a once-a-year walk? Is that what you do, or how often do you do
The walks are once a year, and the walk that I have been walking in is the walk at Belmont Lake State Park. And each year it's fairly near September.
Nice time
what I
to
found
walk.
out. Yes,
It is.
It is a nice time to walk.
And again, I want to stress, sometimes through these things, it's a terrible disease and the people are suffering, but it's great that the people can connect a little bit and have something in common. And sometimes you meet a friend, whether you have a donut or coffee, play tennis or golf or cards or whatever you choose. But it's a little social connection that gives you a little relief from that life at home.
Yes, it is, Bill. Yes.
Now, how do you respond, Jim, when someone says to you, oh, this is terrible, or I'm sorry you lost your mom, or kind of gets into the negative parts of, and certainly Alzheimer's is negative. How do you handle that?
I have experienced it, and the way I respond is now, as I found out after Mom passed in 2015, I learned a lot, and I took from that experience not the negative, oh, your mom died, we're so sorry for you. No, you don't have to feel sorry for me. I learned how to care for my mom. I learned about the disease, and it was a growing experience for me. And I grew as a person to this day, where I am part of the Alzheimer's Walk Committee and learning so much with my mom, going through it from the day, not the day, but when we first discovered that she had these dementia issues, till the time my sister and I were in, when we moved her to Brandywine, sat with her, helped her, and at the end held her hand when she stopped breathing and passed away.
And Brandywine, you said that name. I guess that's a facility? Is that what that is?
It's an assisted living facility on Long Island, here out in Melville.
Okay.
And we moved her from Manhattan out here to Long Island so that it would be a little bit easier for the family to see her.
I think when all of us have a problem, at least myself, we tend to close up about it. And we think, I'm the only one who has that problem. I can't pay my lighting bill, my mortgage, I can't get a job, whatever the problem is. And in reality, there's a lot of people out there who have the same problem. Maybe they found a solution to it. Maybe they found an easier path to handle it. And I'm guessing that that's probably similar to what you have experienced with the Alzheimer's.
Yes, it was a process, and it was a growing process, and I evolved through the Alzheimer's Association and through my mom, learning all about it pretty much on my own. Like I said, through the website, through reading books. I was given a couple of books. One was I'm Still Here. And you read and you find out that this disease it's common. There are a lot of people out there with this, but you have to learn about it, because people who get involved with loved ones who have the disease don't really know what to do, and they're afraid.
That's where I think it's so important, because everybody wants to do the best thing for a loved one or a friend, but we don't know what to do.
Right.
So that's where the Alzheimer's Association, I think, can be very helpful. And even while you're walking, and maybe the practice walks or a little time in the meetings, that you can share a story and find out a method or a suggestion that may help
you
the
share
situation.
with other people. I also became part of a bereavement group after Mom passed. And that, coupled with volunteering with the Alzheimer's Association, has helped me immensely in my life.
Jim, if there's somebody out there who's hearing this, and sometime they're in the car, they're driving, can you tell us, where is the Alzheimer's Association on Long Island, and a way to get in touch with them, maybe a key person that we should contact there?
Yes, the Long Island chapter that I am a part of is in Melville on Route 110.
Famous 110.
425.
Walt Whitman Road, is it?
Is it? Or
I don't know. I'm guessing that.
my mind is a little wandering right now. But the go-to person is Tina Marie Hardikoff in the Melville office, and they can get her at her line out there in the office at 631-315-6486.
So I'm going to repeat that, 631-315 888-866-6486. And if someone didn't get it, we'll give that information by the end of the show once again so they can get in touch. And maybe just find out all the benefits they can get through the association.
Yes, there's plenty of information on there. They can even learn how to do to get involved with the team. And also, the website is www.alz.org.
And again, I'll ask you that at the end of the show. So
Okay.
if the audience is in a car or are you in a spot where you can't get it down right now, we'll certainly give it to you later on. Jim, do you have the opportunity to share stories there when you get together at meetings or with the people? Can you share some of these incidents?
Well, Bill, sharing stories when I'm volunteering with the committee and my work there, no. The sharing the stories came with the bereavement group and just talking to my friends and that kind of thing. And the story that I carry with me is my mom's story. And she was my best friend, and I have dedicated everything that I'm doing right now with the Alzheimer's Association through my mom. I'm living through her, and she's with me, and I feel so much more positive in my life right now because of what I went through with my mom.
Well, you're helping others through this walk. You're helping, I'm sure your mom would want to do that if she had the ability to. And if people didn't hear, she passed away in May of 2015, but you and her had the opportunity to walk before that for Alzheimer's to help even others. And now you're continuing it. So what could be better, really?
It's a legacy, and that's what I will continue to do until I can't.
Now, how did being part of the Alzheimer's Association, we know what it does for others who may have it, but how did it help you as the son of your mother who passed away?
Well, it helped me to learn about the disease and to find out more about when Mom was in the middle of going through this dementia, we wanted to find out if there were activities that we could do with her or to make her life a little more comfortable, maybe. Mom was always big into art, music, and yoga and all that kind of stuff. She could still do it. We found out that there was an art therapist that could help her with doing some drawing and all that kind of stuff in her apartment. We did that. We brought her to a dance program that they had with the Alzheimer's Association and all kinds of other activities that are out there for people who are afflicted with this disease. It's
I never thought of that, but that's a great idea because then the person who has it, like your mother, was creative, obviously, if she was an artist. And the fact that she could do that, I was just reading something today where they actually did an experiment and they took people back who were in their 50s to a time in life when they were like teenagers and in their 20s. And for like a week, they had to only see magazines, TV shows, talk about things from that era. They actually became younger, stronger. They were perceived as being younger. They were more physically fit. They could do things that they didn't think they could do. If you said run, well, at 50, I can't run. But in their mind now that they were going back to high school, they ran. And they actually improved their overall health and outlook because of that.
That is true. Music is very, very big with people with Alzheimer's and dementia. When they play opera or they play some favorite music that they like, they respond. And it's very therapeutic.
When she came back, I'm just wondering, when your mom would come back from the meetings or organizational get-togethers, were there some things that she really enjoyed, and it might have no consequence to us, but like a glass of ginger ale or a cupcake or seeing Ethel or an old cartoon or something?
Chocolate chip cookies.
Sounds like me.
She loved chocolate and music.
And the music.
And men.
And the men? Maybe we shouldn't get into this before we get in trouble.
No. Mom was, my parents were divorced, and Mom at this time was single. And every time she would go out, even when she had dementia and everything, we'd go to different buildings, restaurants, movies, or otherwise, and she would notice the men.
And I'm sure they noticed her, too.
They did.
Jim, at this point in the show, we're going to take a brief break from my hometown on 90.3 WHBC. Our guest today is Jim Gover, a member of the Long Island Alzheimer's Association Committee, and we'll be right back after this brief intermission.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside